The first thing that anyone needs to understand in the sales scenario is the sales environment. What is the sales environment like for that particular organization which is trying to sell its product or sell services in that sense? Now there can be many types of sales environment typically, in broad definition, which is a B2B, which we know as B2C. Then we have got B2B2C, we have got web-based and channel sales. These are broadly some of those sales environment. Of course, there are new environments being defined and discovered every time. I'm not talking of the types of selling, it's not about multi-level marketing and things like that, but yes, these are broadly the ways in which the sales environment gets defined. It's very important for an organization to understand who is their primary customer and who is the consumer. Now, for example, in a channel-based sales scenario, from the manufacturer side till the time it reaches the final consumer who is using the product, there might be several intermediaries like a distributor, a wholesaler, and a retailer. It can get even more complex if we are talking of rural channels. Many times the products are changing hands before it reaches to final consumer. In the sales environment, to have control over the sales environment, what is important is that the manufacturer or the marketing organization must know two things very, very clearly. What is the workflow and what is the information flow? Now, information flow is necessarily in reverse of the workflow. So while the flow of goods can happen from manufacturer to the distributor to the wholesaler to the retailer, the problem which happens is that from here the information is not flowing back the same way more often, and the manufacturers or the marketing organization have to resort to something called market research for this, for getting a critical insight onto the consumer behavior. Now, this is the biggest challenge in sales. The sales environment has to be understood well, and it is very important for the people who are working in the sales channel not to get foxed by this, but to understand very well that the workflow and the information flow must be such that there is total control on the process. If this is not there, if workflow and information flow is not under control, the sales process will never be in control. This is the fundamental of the sales understanding of the sales environment and the sales information systems analytics, from where everything starts.